Yo, what is going on, you liquid lillipop? Playing some games with Miract today. It's been a while, but not a whole ton has changed since the previous build that I put out here on the YouTube channel with Miractus. We lost Oracle GX, but we did gain the Eldegoss with the Cotton Lift that lets us search our deck for up to 2 basic energy cards per turn, and we can even set up 2 of these sometimes in games and get 4 basic grass energy out of our deck. Of course, we need that much energy in the deck to begin with, but we do have Ordinary Rods and 1 Energy Recycler in here still to help us recover that energy, and then we can search it back out with the Cotton Lift. Of course, we got the 4 Miractus as our main attacker. We've got the Cherrim to accelerate the energy into play. Only a 3/2 Cherrim, but usually when we build up that first big Miractus, our opponent really can't go out of the way to try and boss KO Cherrim on their turn. So then if they do, then the Miractus is still just kind of kicking and still around and can still just attack again with the powerful needles. For some draw support, we have a Cricketune in here because our hand gets really low very often, so we don't use that exciting stage. It's very nice, and then also, you know, we're a 1 prize deck, so our opponent is going to be taking out quite a few turns of knockouts, and we're going to be able to send up that Cricketune that many more extra times every single game to be able to get those extra cards from the exciting stage. And then we have 1 Crobat in here for those weird situations where we just, you know, don't have some draw support in the hand, but we do have the Quick Ball or the Crobat itself, and we need to go get some more cards to set up a Miractus, get some more energy for Miractus, or, you know, set up the Cherrim, whatever it might be. So the Crobat is very helpful in those situations. And then not quite the usual in the supporter category. We still have 4 research, but no Marnie. Instead, we're rocking the Bruno, and we got 1 Boss's Orders in here to help us clean up and close out some games. You know, when it gets to that point where we need it. So we got that 1 boss in here just for those situations where we don't quite get the big 1-hit KOs, or our opponent is able to like retreat between different attackers, and we have to go chase something down. So we got the boss in there for that, and that is the list. Let's go ahead and let's take some big knockouts with Miractus. All right, here we go, getting into it. Oh, I was gonna say we almost opened the Crobat, not quite. Thank goodness. Opening Crobat is terrible. We opened the Cricketune instead, which is actually the optimal starter in the deck. Get to use that turn 1 exciting stage. Draw some extra cards and so on. It looks like we are up against a Umbreon VMAX deck, and they are weak to grass. Of course, they might be also rocking that single strike, you know, Urshifu or whatever in there as well, so we have to deal with that. But we really need to get out double Cherrim turn 1. That's going to be a pretty big deal because this deck can be really aggressive at finding or using Gust Effects. Very aggressive at using Gust Effects, so we need to kind of deal with that, and we need to get multiple Cherrim down. Is going to be key. No Cherrim down is also interesting. Not what I want to be doing, but I guess we're going to go ahead and for 40 here. So slow start. We do have the Bruno next turn. I definitely expect my opponent to be taking a knockout this turn. So we got the Bruno on the next turn. We're not out of it yet, despite the lack of Cherrim still very much in this one. You have them being weak to grass or having to be forced to use Houndooms as their attackers. The thing with Houndoom, though, is it needs like triple single strike energy to 1-hit KO a Miractus. So that's like not a very good prize exchange for my opponent. There is the Urshifu V, though, so they have to have this as well. This is not weak to grass. That might be something we have to deal with, I mean, as soon as next turn, possibly. And that would be, I mean, that's going to be a little bit annoying. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll have to take a big knockout on that one, potentially. But yeah, here comes the Umbreon. Going to get the knockout on my Miractus here. And we're going to go with like another, I guess, on the next turn to just do 40 more damage. And yeah, they're starting to set up the Urshifu V as well. And hopefully this Bruno finds us a couple more Pokemon, a couple more than 0. And actually, because my opponent puts this Tower of Darkness in play, we can actually use that. We do play 4 Bruno. Depending on what we draw off this Bruno, we could actually discard one maybe with the Tower of Darkness to see some more cards this turn. So it's like a cute play that we can maybe do. Of course, we'll see what this Bruno gives us first and see, you know, if we only have like another Bruno in the hand, we might just want to hold on to that for our draw supporter for the next turn. Yeah, triple Houndoom actually out here for my opponent. So they kind of drew, I mean, everything. All their single strike energies in play now. None more left in the deck. So once I start taking some knockouts, it's going to come down to, you know, can they find those urns? But yeah, here comes Moonlight Blade. Goodbye, Miractus. So yeah, we're basically be giving up another prize card to my opponent on this next turn. Maybe 2 if they go after my Cricketune. They could go after that as well. Just gonna go ahead and Bruno first. I guess I could have attached, but I was kind of holding out on a twin energy here. Man, that is still not what we're looking for. But we are going to use this Tower of Darkness here. Still no level balls. We can get 1 Cherubi out. We really need to try and get double Cherubi out to protect against the potential of a Gust Effect. And we can't even get our hand low enough to use Exciting Stage once again. Exciting Stage is really good at drawing cards in this deck once we get the Cherrim online, because then we can move so many more cards out of our hand that much more aggressively. But in hands like this, it's not quite going to be able to move the cards out the way we want to. Here comes that Dark Signal that I was talking about. Super good at gusting stuff up. But actually, we can still get a knockout on this next turn on this Umbreon. if that's what they used to attack, we could get double heads. We could go find ourselves a twin energy, get that in play, double heads, knock out this Umbreon. If they do retreat to the Urshifu, we're not going to be able to get a knockout this turn. So we're really hoping the Urshifu retreating does not happen here, and they commit to using the Umbreon here. That'd be best for us. Of course, best for us isn't always what our opponent's going to do. And most of the time, that's what our opponent's not going to do, is not do something that is best for us. Yeah, most of the time they want to do whatever is worse for us. But who knows? Maybe my opponent is like, I'll just attack with the Umbreon this turn, get out of the way. Maybe they haven't even picked up on the fact that it's weak to grass. I forget about that kind of stuff all the time. But no, there's the hard retreat. Here comes the Urshifu VMAX. So once again, we're in a little bit of a rust spot, but we're not out of this one yet, though, I don't think. I don't think we're out of this one quite yet. Still lots of game to be played. And we've got to draw into these Cherubis at some point, right? At some point, they got to make their way into our hand. And we can get them on the field. Yeah, at some point, it's got to happen, right? We can't just sit here forever and never have a Cherubi. The Cherubis will see the board eventually. There goes an Umbreon as well. Don't have to worry about any more Umbreon VMAXs for Gusting on the next turn, but I'm sure they play some count of boss in there, so they could always have a boss to be able to chase Cherubis on this next turn as well. My top deck is a Twin Energy. That's good to see. Here we go with the research. All right, double Cherubi. Can it happen? Will it happen? Answer is no once again. We do find one Cherubi. But once again, we are struggling to get the double Cherubi out here. This really is the struggle. I'm going to go ahead and do this to do both. And I'm going to go ahead and grab myself the Cherim and a... I don't need a Maractus quite yet. Still have two set up. So I'm going to grab Cherim and Crobat is what I'm leaning towards here. And then we'll get two Grass Energy, of course. Just want to increase my top decks of drawing into that Crobat or that Cherim. I guess I could have left the Grass in the discard pile, though, to be honest, because then it would make it so that we have more... or our energy retrievals become, you know, outs for energy. There we go. Let's go with a reflip there. Let's try and get two heads. Maybe three. All right, we'll settle for one heads, I guess. All right, 60 more damage on to this Urshifu. It's got 100 damage on it now, and this is good. What, 230 HP left, so not too much HP. Definitely manageable. And if we can top deck the Cherim, load up a bunch of energy on this next Maractus, quick return to the active, then we can finally use that exciting stage. That's where the exciting stage combo kind of comes from, is we use the Cherim, get all of our energy out of hand. Okay, here comes a Marnie from my opponent, so saving us there for sure, because our hand was nothing great. We're actually down quite a few draw supporters, though, so it's going to be a lot here. Get the Bruno, though. Okay, things are starting to piece together super well here, and here comes a beatdown for the knockout. I think this is still definitely winnable. Let's see how this next turn plays out. Top deck is Cherubi, so we're going to go ahead and level ball. Get myself the Cherim. Evolve that. Kind of want to mention Cherubi. Kind of want to quick ball it. I'm going with the quick ball here, actually. Gonna get a Gossifleur. Load up this first energy onto Maractus. Draw 3 with the exciting stage before we Bruno. Match return. Excel another energy. And then Bruno. Hope for some more energy. Okay. Got some stuff to work with. Gonna go ahead and Ordinary Rod. But I'm just gonna do Pokemon. 2 pokes. I'm gonna grab the Maractus and a Cherubi. Going to quick ball away a Grass Energy. Get that Cherubi. Or I could go for the Crobat. I really want to draw some more Grass Energy. I could go for this Crobat. Oops, not this Crobat. This Crobat. Try and draw into as many grass as possible. I don't hate this play, actually, to be honest. And they are on 3 prize cards, so like if they knock out a 2 prizer, kind of the same thing as knocking out, I mean, any other 2 prizer. So it's like doesn't really matter too much, is what I'm trying to say, you know. So let's go to Crobat for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 1 extra energy to work with, but 1 is better than none. So get the extra energy in play, and here we go. Powerful Needles. We need 4 heads out of 7. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that's a KO on the Urshifu. Now we're 1 knockout away potentially from winning this game by knocking out this Umbreon of my opponents. We don't have the boss's orders in hand yet, and we don't have another Maractus set up, but we're drawing into quite a few energy here. Here's a Bruno to work with as well. We could even use the Tower of Darkness to discard the Bruno to see more cards this turn to try and draw into that boss's orders. So our hand is looking pretty good. Got the twin for the Maractus. Can excel some energy. Quick ball something away. We got the level ball for the Eldegoss to once again see more energy. Eldegoss got that 80 HP, so it's a level ballable as well. So So I'm kind of liking the spot we're in. Here comes a Pierce from my opponent, but they're just going to be knocking out my active, like I said. And then if we can get this boss and knock out this Umbreon, I think we got this one locked up. And even if we don't, our opponent might not be able to actually knock out a 2-prizer. They don't have that Umbreon V in play, like I mentioned. Oh, but there it is. So more likely to be able to pull off that Gust effect on the following turn, as long as they bench it and not the Houndoom. Yeah, as long as they bench that impact, well, but they don't bench it, so maybe they don't even have a Gust effect on the next turn. This one's looking really close, and I'm liking the spot we're in. Our Cricketune stuck around as well. There's the boss. Oh my gosh, what a comeback. Hang on, we're not there yet. Gonna go ahead and get the Eldegoss. We still need to get some heads, but we're gonna have a lot of coins to flip here. Attach. Man, I thought we were just done in this one. Get rid of the Cherrim thing here. Throw that down. Play this. I still could get a lot of tails. Like, we can still get tails. It is still possible. Spring Bloom. The boss top deck is very nice, though. Yeah, it's very nice to start with here. Boss up the Umbreon, and then I'm going to Cricketune first, because I actually would like to draw into Grass Energy and then use the Cotton Lift to get more. Play this. Grab this. And then we can use the Tower, get rid of the Bruno, draw 2, and then we can go Cotton Lift, get 2 more. So we got a lot of energy. We also got our last Glimwood Tangle here, so we can throw that down. Once again, it's likely we get that knockout, but we want to maximize our odds here, because if we don't, there's a decent chance that we lose on the next turn. So we're going to maximize our odds here, and it's still very possible. Not very possible. It's still possible we get a lot of tails, but let's see how it goes. We need 2 heads. We need 2 heads, and we're flipping 9 here, and then we can reflip if we have to. But yeah, 2 heads is all we need. And yeah, there's 5, 6. 6 will do. No reflip. Goodbye, Umbreon VMAX. What a shaky start. What a shaky mid-game. Where were the Cherubies? Doesn't matter, I guess, in the end, as we get the dub with the Recycler and a Retrieval prize at the end there. So quite a few energy at the end. Didn't matter. Didn't need them. Umbreon, weak to grass. All right, here we go again, and we will be going first. Cricketune start once again, so that's cool. But the rest of the hand kind of has nothing going on. We would love to get out a Cherubi. Seems they are evading us 2 games in a row here. No level ball, no quick ball. We are up against a single strike deck again. I'm going to throw down a grass on my Cricketune V and just pass over to my opponent. But yeah, a little bit of a rough start. Not going to lie, once again, no Cherubi. We don't really need anything else besides a Cherubi on our first turn, but not getting that, of course, it feels kind of annoying. And up against another single strike deck here. So we'll see if we can kind of maybe have a little bit of a smoother ride than we did in that last one. That last game was, not going to lie, not super rough. Okay, here comes a Marnie from our opponent. So we'd love to see that. Yeah, the last game wasn't super rough, but obviously could have gone a little bit better, right? This hand, now this is what we're looking for. The Cherubi, the research. I mean, I don't love losing another research and a grass energy, but it's really not that big of a deal. If we're going to discard 2 cards, these are not the worst things ever to discard. Although I definitely like to keep the researches around as long as I possibly can, because those are a pretty big deal in, you know, keeping the deck flowing throughout the games and keeping everything moving. But yeah, this is fine. We got the Cherubi. That's the big star. And yeah, there comes that Umbreon V. So we definitely want to get out another Cherubi to protect against the potential of my opponent, you know, just Gust KOing my only Cherubi. No second Cherubi again. We're lacking Cherubis, but I can draw a card with Cricketune, which could be Cherubi. I hate to put this air balloon here, but I can't draw a card unless I put the air balloon here. So I kind of have to, because this grass energy now gets stuck on my Cricketune. But is it worth it for the Cherubi? No Cherubi. I just have to settle for this for 20 here. And then maybe my opponent won't quite get out. Once again, we're just like, no Pokemon search cards, no quick balls, no level balls, no basics. Back-to-back games here, kind of struggling to find, you know, the Eldegoss, the Gossifleur, I mean. Gonna have a slow Eldegoss here. But let's see if my opponent can actually even do anything too big on their turn or not. And let's see if they have maybe like a slower turn overall anyways. And we don't have to worry too much about what we don't have, because my opponent doesn't have it all going on for them as well. But yeah, we're definitely lacking the Pokemon here in this one as well. But my opponent, not as good of a start as my opponent had in the last game. So still up against single strike, but yeah, not as good of a start. We also got to go I guess us going first in this one didn't really change a whole ton, because we didn't really draw into anything that made it felt like, in this game, we haven't tried anything that made it feel like we had gone first, I guess, at the very least. They do get one Houndoom, and here comes that Tower of Darkness. Oh, before using the single strike, or maybe they're trying to maximize energy and draw into an energy here, but it feels like they're probably looking for that Umbreon VMAX or another Houndoom. I'm surprised that they didn't use that single strike roar before using that Tower of Darkness. Once again, Tower of Darkness, something we can utilize. We used it in the last game quite a bit. We do have those Brunos in here, single strike card as well that we can discard. So here comes the single strike roar. What are they going to be able to get the knockout on here? I'm sure this energy is going to the Urshifu V, but will they have the Umbreon VMAX to KO my Cherubi, or will I be able to get out of turn 2 Cherim? And then from there, can we find another Maractus? Can we find some energy, get something like that going? Evolution Incense, so they will be able to get the Umbreon VMAX. They might, no, I was gonna say they might settle for that Urshifu VMAX, but looks like my Cherubi is gonna be going down. Once again, lone solo Cherubi, not gonna cut it. We really do need that second Cherubi in play. It's what we're looking for. Maybe this next turn we can get out double Cherubi. One thing about them not KOing Maractus, now it's usually more relevant when we've had a Cherim in play for a turn. We can have a lot of energy on Maractus, start to build it up to the point where it's like it's going to be hard for them to ignore it. And we will be able to attach this twin energy onto our Maractus next turn. And maybe we get lucky enough, we get triple heads and it knock out this Urshifu. And then it might be big enough of a threat that even if we only have one Cherubi in play, our opponent can't quite go out of their way to chase that Cherubi. So here we go. It's going to happen. They've used the Umbreon. They got the Urshifu set up. Impact blows on the way. And then it's going to come down to us. How many Cherubi can we find? It's basically the name of the game once again. It's all about how many Cherubi we can find, because they don't get to last very long when there's only one in play. That's why you really need to get two out early, aggressively, so your opponent can't make this play happen. Or if they do, then you have another Cherubi to follow up, so you don't really care. And then by then, boom, got a big Maractus online. They can't go chase Cherims anymore. Okay, attach and Bruno. Hopefully we'll use Exciting Stage on the other side of this. Cherubi, that's what we're looking for. A little bit late, but hey, we can work with it. Cherubi, another one. I'm going to go ahead and grab a Gossifleur. I'm going to save this last one in the hand for the next turn. Gossifleur, check the discard power fast. Okay, looking good. Retreat, and I mean, yeah, powerful needles, triple heads. Maybe get lucky. One heads. Can I get one? Can I get one? All right, we got one. One heads, 60 damage to the Urshifu V. Now we do, next thing we need at the coming up here on the next turn, we need some Maractus. We got the energy in the hand. We got the out to the Cherim. We still have Kricketune online, so Kricketune can draw some cards with that Exciting Stage. And yeah, we got the double Cherubi, so we're safe. We're safe this turn. They can't just go chase Cherubi, and we can't attack next turn. They could chase my solo Gossifleur, but I don't really care if they're like really aggressive about doing that. That doesn't really matter to me too much. Also, Gossifleur, a great starter in this deck because it has that call for family attack, where it can search for 3 basic Pokemon. So that can really help us set up those Cherubis sometimes, or even get Maractus. Can also get like the Kricketune, so you can kind of set up your whole board around like an early Gossifleur start. It's hard to get into the active on the turn 1, like going second, but sometimes if we go first, we can easily get into the active on the next turn, go for that call for family, set kind of everything up, and get everything ready for the next turn. Going second, you know, we only play 2 Air Balloon. We definitely would have to get a little bit fortunate to make it happen, but it is possible, so that's always a play to look for. When you do go second, or going first as well, just remember you have that call for family, so if you don't draw into your Cherubis very easily, you can always kind of default go into the Gossifleur, and that can kind of help you out there. It's always a possibility to use the Gossifleur for some setup as well. Doesn't have to just evolve into the Eldegoss and find the energy. Like I said, it can set you up early game and then set you up in the mid game and late game with some extra attack damage through the Maractus as well. So it does it all. Gossifleur kind of does it all. So they can't use their active Urshifu to attack, actually, because they've used the Impact Blow. So they could evolve it to a VMAX. Of course, that means there's a VMAX in play, which we would love to see, because then it's worth, you know, that many more prize cards with that much more damage on it already. So we would love it if they attack with the VMAX here. But they can also always retreat to this Urshifu V. You know, if they get another Houndoom out and they get another energy here, they will be able to use the Impact Blow with this one as well. So they just need to find themselves a Houndoom. And they do have, yeah, plenty of single strike energy left. We don't know where they are. They could be prized. They could even be in the hand. Or if they play a Research or Marnie, even if they get the Houndoom, if they draw into single strike energy. It looks like they have to go to Crobat here. So they're digging pretty hard here to find it out. I don't think they've used the tower yet. They do get the Houndoom, though. So it looks like they should be able to attack just fine this turn and set up that other Urshifu V. I don't think they've used the tower yet. Maybe they have, and I just wasn't really paying attention. I don't think, actually, now that I think about it, I don't think they have. Ooh, there comes, hey, Tool Jammer, but even with our tool turned off, we still have this grass energy on the Kricketune, so it's actually going to work out fine here that they have this Tool Jammer, and we can just send up the Kricketune and be fine with that because it has that grass energy still from earlier. Top deck, that is not the Maractus we're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and play this level ball. Get ourselves that Cherub. We only have one Maractus left in the deck, actually. We did prize 2, but we got plenty of quick balls. Got some draw supporters. So, not impossible to pull it off. And I think I will bench this across the floor first. And then I'm going to go ahead and Spring Bloom to a... probably one of the Gossiflors. Just go with the Gossiflor here. Because we might end up using Call for Family, I guess. Exciting stage for 2. Need some stuff. That is not it. Go ahead and play this level ball. Grab myself an Eldegoss. Oh no, I should have put it on the other one. All right, we're gonna have to like settle for not using Eldegoss this turn, and then just gonna have to go with that. Well, actually, I'll go with an energy retrieval. I will attach to the Kricketune again. And then, yeah, Call for Family. Get ourselves our only Maractus left in deck. And, well, we got it in play now, but we don't have much else to work with. So we're in a tough situation for sure. Especially if they have, like, a boss here. You know, Chase my Cherub would be annoying. KO my Kricketune would be annoying. So they got some good targets for boss here. They don't have an Umbreon V in play. So once again, they don't have that option. So they can't rely on that, which is always good for us to see. Like, knowing they don't have the Umbreon V in play definitely reduces their chance of being able to pull off a Gust Effect this turn. So they don't have that going for them, which is good for us. But yeah, boss still works. And even them just knocking out my active here, just getting further and further ahead in the prize exchange is going to be still pretty tough to deal with overall, to be honest. So we're still in a bad spot in that way. Still very much behind in the prize exchange and haven't really had a chance to put a whole ton of damage in play as well. Just been kind of sitting here waiting to get our setup flowing and moving. And it's been a while. There's just the pass, though, from my opponent. Okay, so we've got a big opportunity here to make things happen. Yeah, just the pass. So they didn't have anything else to work with in the hand, it looks like. Catch the Maractus. Use that Cotton Lift or Ham. So we're going to throw this down for sure here. Oh, man. Exciting stage for 1. I try and get Cotton Lift first and then exciting stage. I think I don't mind drawing a grass energy here, so I'm going to exciting stage first. Got another one, so that's a lot of energy to actually pull out of the deck. Okay, so let's pull some energy out of the deck, then double Eldegoss. That was a pretty good hit there, to be honest. We're gonna take a lot of energy out of the deck. We have we have plenty of energy left in the deck as well. 3 energy retrieval, the recycler, the ordinary rod. The biggest thing here is we have 1 ordinary rod left. So we prize an ordinary rod and so we really need this knockout here. We priced 2 Maractus and an ordinary rod. So hopefully if we get this knockout, we'd be able to get one of those things. And then that would really get us moving again in terms of having an attacker. So we just need 3 heads here. We're flipping 7 coins. So the odds are in our favor. Just need to put 3 heads together here. That's fine. Let's go ahead and get 4. 4 works as well. Goodbye, Urshifu. We're right back in this one. This feels exactly like the last game. It was super scary to begin with. We were looking in like we're a pretty bad spot. And now everything is just flowing. Yeah, we're right back in it. And we got the ordinary rod. We're going to be able to recover some Maractus, recover some grass energy. We're going to be able to pull that back out of the deck with the Cotton Lifts of the Eldegoss. And it's looking good. We have this boss in our hand as well, which I would love to have in my deck, to be honest, not in my hand. Because if we get like a research or something, I don't really want to play the boss, or lose the boss, I should say. We don't have to play it. I don't want to lose the boss, but it wouldn't be that big of a deal overall, I guess. Anyways, here comes that Evolution Incense. So it looks like the Urshifu VMAX is finally becoming online here. And you may as well at this point... Oh, actually, they're going for a Houndoom. I was expecting the Urshifu VMAX. At this point, it doesn't really matter if I KO a 2-prizer, unless they're going to try and go, you know, make me KO this and then send up a Houndoom, that's the kind of scenario where we'll need this boss, which I don't want to lose the boss. So I'm hoping we top deck something like a Bruno, so we can kind of like be a little bit more aggressive with playing out cards out of the hand and stuff, and then still be able to draw some cards next turn. So yeah, I'm hoping to top deck a Bruno here. That would be like an ideal top deck. But yeah, they can go like attack with Urshifu and then attack with a Houndoom. Okay, there's the VMAX. They're still going the VMAX route. Here it is, VMAX. Now if we KO this though, now I don't really need boss. I don't need the boss. I could maybe quick ball the boss away depending on what my top deck is, get a little bit more value out of this exciting stage potentially by thinning out the hand a little bit more aggressively. So now I can quick ball the boss because they're going to give us 3 prize cards here, which means no matter what they send up on the next turn, if we KO it, we win. And the biggest thing they have on the board is this Umbreon VMAX, but it's weak to grass. So I'm not too scared of that. So I actually think we can quick ball away this boss now that they made this more aggressive play. Of course, we do need to get this KO on this Urshifu VMAX, but it's looking pretty good for us to be able to pull that off. We need 4 heads. We're already going to have access to 5 energy, I believe. I think we only have 1 grass left in the deck. So 1 Cotton left, we'll be able to get 2 grass. from the Ordinary Rod, and the other one will pull the other energy out. But we'll see what our top deck is. We'll see what that does and what we get there. The Glimwood Tangle is a great pull. All right, so let's go with this Ordinary Rod. Let's do both. Definitely going to grab just the Maractus and some energy. Get a couple of those back. And then, yeah, we're going to quick ball the boss at this point. Like I said, don't need it anymore. It doesn't mean it wouldn't maybe help out in general. But I'm going to go without it for the rest of the game. No more boss for us. Plenty of good hits in the deck as well off of this Kricketune. But like I said, I'm going to use this Cotton Lift for one. We would have to literally get the Recycler to make it get another energy off the Cotton Lift. So I'd rather just thin that out now. So that's one less card we could hit off the Exciting Stage. Because there's not enough energy where we'd want to hit an energy and then be able to get them off the Cotton Lift. So we definitely want Exciting Stage after this Cotton Lift. And we get the Glimwood Tangle. Exciting Stage for 4 coming up. Would love to see like a Bruno or a Research here. Just draw a bunch of cards and have a... There's the Research. There's a Bruno, though. We're definitely going to go with the Bruno instead. Let's get a lot of energy in play here. Still have that Recycler to work with. Yeah, just don't want to whiff this KO. We have the Glimwood Tangle. We've got now 7 on here. We still need to hit 4 heads, though, I believe. So I wouldn't mind a couple more. Want to save that other Glimwood Tangle. Save the Research as well, so we don't want to Research. Got a Energy Recycler. There's only 4 in there, though, so I could wait a turn, but then we risk getting Marnied and then losing that. And my opponent does still have quite a few Marnie left. So then I'm just going to play the Recycler now for 4. I got the Maractus for next turn. Have the backup Cherrim as well, which is really nice to get into play right here. But yeah, we need 4 heads here. We do have the reflip of the Glimwood Tangle. Let's see if we can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4 off the rip. 5, 6 and 1. No reflip. No thank you. Let's take this knockout. One more big knockout is necessary, though, for us to close this one out. Or it might not be that big of a knockout, to be honest. If they go with something like that Umbreon, you know, it's a weak to grass. We only need like 2 heads. We got all the Maractus out of the prize cards. Great to see him show up at some point, I guess. You know, a little bit, I guess, better late than never. We do need one of them still to be able to close this out. And if we do get Marnied, they'll all be back in the deck, which means if we have 3 of them instead of 1 of them in the deck, we'll have a higher chance of drawing into one of them, potentially. Here comes the Umbreon. But they're probably not going to be gusting anything because they need to KO this Maractus. This thing has 7 energy on it. We also have double Cherrim in play. Otherwise, chasing a Cherrim might have been an option. But here comes that Marnie. Still have 3 Quick Ball as well. So going to be able to draw quite a few cards. Unfortunately, won't be able to utilize that Crobat this game anymore because our bench is kind of full. Ooh, this hand is asking to have a Maractus added to it. But Maractus are all on the bottom of the deck. So we really need to draw into a Quick Ball here. But there is still 3, like I said, there's still 3 Quick Ball left in the deck. One of them might be prized. So we have pretty good odds of top picking a Quick Ball here, to be honest, because all those other cards in the hand that got Marnied, none of those had a Quick Ball. So we do have a decent shot at top decking Quick Ball here. Let's see what we pull. Oh, it's a twin. Then something else that would be so great to add. Gonna go with the Bruno. Add to a Maractus. What do we get? There's a Quick Ball, a couple Quick Ball. So Maractus is gonna come down. We need a little bit more though than this. Maractus is going to come down. I'm going to Quick Ball away. Yeah, we need some energy here. There's another Maractus. Don't want to grab that, though. Could thin out 4 of the 5 grass energy in the deck. So I'm tempted to do that before I use the Exciting Stage here. Going to give up the Crobat, I guess. Because I guess if they don't have a Gust effect, we could still... This game could go on one more turn. Thin that out. And then we'd want to be hitting a Retrieval or that Twin energy. If we thinned out those 4 grass first. So I like the idea of thinning out the 4 grass first, because otherwise if we Exciting Stage and we draw a couple grass, that's not going to be very good because we could have already got those off the Cotton Lift anyways. So we're going to thin these out first. Glimwood Tangle. Accelerate the energy. Here we go. 1. Okay, Exciting Stage for 3. We would like a Retrieval or a Twin. Multiple would be good. A Retrieval and the Twin energy. Double Retrieval also would have been fine. But this is good. This is good. I'll definitely... I'm fine to settle for this. So we got 8 energy here. And here we go. We need 4 heads. And we've got a reflip. Oh, no, 2 heads. No, we need 4 heads. No, we need 3 heads. We need 3 heads. And it looks like we might have to go for the reflip here. No, that's 3 heads. So we're doing 180, 360. No, that should be a KO. Weak to grass. Easy KOs for the Maractus here. And that's going to do it for these games with the Maractus, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. One of my favorite decks to just kind of mess around and play with. And it's still around. It's still around. Of course, playing against stuff that snipes the bench, the Jolteons, the Dragapults is going to be a little bit tougher. But when you play against some of those, straightforward try and KO their active type decks, like the single strikes and the Zacians, you're gonna have some good games with it for sure. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you're enjoying the content and you're new here, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and I will see you guys tomorrow.